Welcome back. As you know, I like playing with the magnifiers. Now this is my 5-inch magnifier that I mounted to a stick, and I'm having quite a bit of fun with it. The only problem with this one is it's just a little too small. Hold on a second. Huh? Yeah. So okay, so you must be wondering, what is it? Well, it is a Fresnel lens coming from a rear projection TV. Over here is an example of what they look like when they're full size. And this actually is the frame that this one came out of. And it originally was rectangular like this, and we just cut off the excess to make it circular. Now the reason to make it circular was a couple of reasons. Number one is to make it look like a giant magnifying glass, and the other is to make it a bit lighter, because you have some options. You can mount them in a wooden frame like I did on this one, but then that makes it very heavy and hard to handle. And you can put it into a stand, but then it's fixed in place. But I wanted the ability to walk around anywhere with this at any level and go forward, back, up and down, anything that you would normally do with a magnifying glass. And so this is what we came up with. The circles, you can see here, there are two of them there, and those are hula hoops. Very colorful hula hoops. And the lens is sandwiched in between the two. You can see there? That's what's holding the lens in place. And then that is just screwed to a giant PVC T, and then a giant PVC pole. And there we go. And I've tested it out a little bit, but today, we are just waiting for the sun to come out. It's got to come out over that tree for me to do anything. But it is remarkably effective, and quite a bit stronger than the small one, as you can imagine. I do have plans in the future to mount the larger one into a PVC frame, I think, and then mount it into the same T-bracket just like that, so that it will fit on the same pole. But as is, it's very, very hard to hold, and the reason why you would want to use the larger one as opposed to the circular one is because it is more powerful. All this extra that I cut off was adding to the focal point and making it hotter. So there is a good incentive to mount the larger one into a frame and have the ability to use that one. But this one's not bad. Anyway, the next scenes will be me just general experimentation with it, showing you what it can do. And so let's get to that. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you here is this is a piece of steel. It's not going to be able to melt through steel, but I just wanted to show with my regular magnifier, I wanted to show you the basic way this works. You back it up and you can broaden the focus point, bring it closer, and it focuses it. Bring it too close, it goes the other way. But if you're at the wrong angle, it will do something like that. And then you need to be able to correct it by moving the lens around like that. And I just wanted to be able to start by showing how the bigger lens does exactly the same thing. So I don't know if it's going to show up very well, but let me give it a try. Alright, so here's a closer look at what just happened there. How it didn't melt through the steel, but it certainly melted the paint off of it. To melt through steel, I don't think it's going to melt through steel, but it should melt through aluminum and possibly glass. But what I want to do is I want to start out with the basics. I want to start out with some cardboard and some wood, so that's what I'll line up now. Okay, so here's a piece of cardboard. I just wanted to point out really quickly that I do have a hose ready to go in case anything catches on fire. So let's give this a try. Uh-oh. Alright, no problem on the cardboard, except for the way it caught on fire. Which isn't my goal. You know, once they catch on fire, it's the fire that's doing the reaction, not the magnifier. So that's why I was trying to back off a little bit over there, you may have seen. So anyway, I think next we're going to try this piece of wood and see what that does. Okay, well, I think we've basically established that it will burn wood. I think we all knew it would. We need to kind of move on to other things. I'm having a little issue with the sun. It keeps on hiding behind those clouds over there, which is basically the all-stop for magnifier playing. Anyway, I'll stick to it and we'll get some more footage here. I'm not sure what's going to be next, but something will. Okay, so let's give this bowl a try. Now I'm looking on here, it says that it is microwave safe. But somehow I don't think that's going to help it. See what happens. Okay, so here we go. I mean, you're going to have to forgive me. I'm not used to this one yet. the way it reacts, but it works really good. So let's see what else we got. Okay, so what these are cheap imitation Legos, but they are similar plastic. It's actually something that was really hard for me to melt through with the smaller magnifier, but I have a feeling this one's not going to have any problems, so let's give this a try. Okay, so no problem melting Legos. Look at that neat design there. Certainly not going to touch that. So that was certainly a time lapse. I think that was about 5 minutes. And that just opens up all kinds of possibilities. So what's going to be next? Okay, so what this is it's a bowl from a very cheap microwave popcorn maker. And actually the popcorn maker was so cheap that the big plastic bowl that this set in the bottom actually melted in the microwave. But this survived because this is made out of silicone. And it, of course, silicone in the kitchen, they use that because it can withstand the temperatures of the skillet and the oven. But I don't know if that means Fresnel lens, so let's find out. Well, okay, now that was interesting, huh? I've never seen anything like that. It didn't melt, it kinda... whatever that is. But anyway, point being, Fresnel lens did destroy it. Let's see what's on. Oh, look at this. Interesting. Not sure if it did get all the way through. Let's see. There's a kind of let's see inside there. Not quite all the way through, but I have a feeling if I stayed with it, I could get all the way through. But we proved the point. It doesn't stand up to the Fresnel lens. So these silicone popcorn bowls don't work. Let's try the popcorn. Okay, that wasn't exactly what I expected. I mean, they did pop. Ultimately, it caught on fire. I don't know if you saw that. But, I don't know, the popcorn process is a little different. But we've established what happens. What's next? Okay, so next I'm going to show you what it does to an aluminum can. I've already played with this a little bit. Now we're kind of early in the morning here, so we're not exactly high noon, so I don't know if it's going to do its full reaction. But if it doesn't, I'll follow up with another one at high noon. So let's give it a try. Okay, so here's a close-up of what it was doing there. You know, I think we've all taken a propane torch to a soda can, and it blasts a hole through it. And this is definitely heating it up and burning it, melting it, something, but it's not blasting a hole through it. And I think that's just because there's no force behind it, like the torch would have the flow of the gas, the, you know, pressure of the gas coming out of the nozzle to blow it through. But this is melting it. That is melted. I'm going to show you here. Put it on its back. And jam through it with this. Here. Another one of those things that's really hard to do with one hand. Put it against there. And maybe I can do it that way. Nope, can't do it. Let me do it this way. Let me jam it up against the side of the, right there. It'll show that. Yeah, there we go. Sorry about that. I can barely see my viewfinder. And there we go. That's what it does to a soda can. And that probably means that it will melt quite a bit of the lighter metals like tin and they all escape me right now, but it's not going to go through steel. It might do glass. We'll see. Anyway, that will wrap it up for that, and let me just wrap this up. Okay, so here at the end, I just wanted to take a moment to show what it looks like when it is off the handle. We left it removable so that you can take it off the handle and it won't be 8 feet tall everywhere you take it. So you can fit it in the car, and who knows what you're going to do with it really. I have yet to still make a cover for it. It's very important to put some kind of cover on it, because if it catches sunlight coming through the window, it could, you know, it could light something in the house on fire or in the shed, and then everything's on fire. But yeah, this is as good as this one's going to get. It's not melting through steel. I haven't tried glass yet, but it's definitely burning through aluminum. which means that it's going to do things like 10 and I don't know. So it's right around 1200 degrees, maybe even a bit more. But the next project, of course, would be to work on that one some more, because it is still full size, and after that one's ready, it should be able to melt through steel. I don't know why I want to melt through steel, but that will be next. In the meantime, I'm just going to play with this one quite a bit, so stay tuned for a lot more probably. It's a lot of fun, and who knows what's going to happen, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching.